Hey, hello everyone. So, if you are doing cold email, then why don't you do cold email to those persons who are already interested in buying the service that you sell, or at least they have the intent to buy your service? So, what happens? That generally people think that when you are doing cold email, that you do cold email to your prospects, which belongs to your ICP. Okay, and that's fine. Okay, but if you want to do the cold email who already interested in the prospect, who already knows about the service you are selling, then you can have like lot of interested lot of prospects into your bucket list. Okay, so in this video I will tell you exactly how to reach out to those who has intent to buy your service rather than randomly send email to anyone. Okay, so let's discuss. So finding out the right creators. Okay, so what, in B2B categories, LinkedIn is the best platform. Like LinkedIn is the best social media platforms. So you have to find the right creators on the LinkedIn. Okay, so how to find the right creators? Okay, so the people who already have interested in your service are looking on the internet and making themselves aware. They follow certain influencers on LinkedIn, educate themselves. So suppose that if there are any dental clinics, or there are realtors, or any like e-learning founders, e-learning companies founders. So what they will do, they will follow certain influencers in order to educate themselves about the SEO, about the ads, or about anything. Okay, and they follow certain influencers, and with those influencers they engage with those influencers. Okay, they engage with them. So they follow certain influencers on LinkedIn, educate themselves. Your task is to identify those influencers. So your target audience or your prospects are liking and commenting on someone else's post. That is the who is the big fish in the market, who are sharks in the market. Okay, you have to outreach to them and tell them that you provide the same thing in the lesser price, or tell them your USP, right? So if I say influencers, it doesn't mean that I'm talking about the big creators or who have lakhs of followers. So the influencers can have 10,000 followers, 5,000 followers. Okay, you can you have to identify those. So, okay, so I mean the creators who sell the same type of services or products as yours, and who can talk about the problems that you solve, and they are your direct competitors. So for example, okay, so if you are selling meta ads, so in the meta ads, one of the influencers is John Loomer. Okay, so you can open the John Loomer LinkedIn, and you can see that they are the Facebook ad strategist. Okay, so these are the people, the prospects, the leads who are commenting and likes his post can be your client later if you will outreach to them, and that's the plan. Okay, so the social savanna. If you go to the social savanna LinkedIn profile, and if you will uh, you will see that he's a meta and TikTok ad creative expert. Okay, and you can see there her post. Okay, and you can scrap these likes and comments, the prospects who has done likes and comments, and you can outreach to them, and you can tell them that hey, you provide the same like TikTok, you are also the TikTok ad expert or Facebook ad expert, and you can send your services to them, to these persons. Okay, so first step is to find, the first chapter is to find the right creators in this space. Okay, okay, so the influencers in the SEO domain are this Glenn Gab. There is Neil Patel also. Neil Patel is a very big influencers in SEO. Okay, so you can do that. So you can also look out for the creators who don't sell the same service as yours. So they are your direct competitors. So you are selling ads, they are also selling ads. You are selling SEO, they are also selling SEO. So you can also look for those creators who don't sell the same service as yours, but they create the same impact. Like suppose that you are selling SEO services, SEO helps businesses to get more leads. Then you can also look out for the creators who are selling ads, because it creates a similar impact. Ads also provide leads, SEO also provide leads. Okay, so you can tell to them, you have to educate your prospect. Okay, you are following you don't have to say directly to them like you are following these creators, and I have seen your post, you have liked and commented it. No, like that. Okay, so you can tell them, you can educate them about their SEO if you're selling SEO. If you have to educate them about their ads if you're selling ads, to those who are following different creators, that is different from what you are selling. The next step is picking the right post. Now, picking the right post is really important about one thing, and that is buyer intent. You are trying to find posts where the people who like or comment are likely to have a real need for what you sell, not just people who are casually scrolling. A quick way to think about it is this: if someone engages with the post, could they realistically pay for a solution like yours in the next 3 months? And if the answer is yes, it's usually worth scraping. If it's no, you will probably end up with a list that looks big but doesn't convert. With that in mind, the best posts to scrap are the ones where people are clearly looking for the help or the options. For example, if a post is asking for recommendations like what do you use for this or what tools do you recommend, that's a strong signal. The people engaging there are often already researching and comparing. That makes them much warmer than a random list because they are already thinking about the problem. On the top of that, posts that compare tools or vendors are usually high quality too. When someone writes about one option versus another option or talks about switching from one tool to a different tool, the audience tends to be the people who are in the middle of making a decision. Even if they are not ready to buy today, they are closer to buy tomorrow. That's exactly the kind of attention you want to build your list around. Another, another type that works well is when the influencer is talking about a specific pain or a problem that is not working. You will see posts like we are struggling with this or here is why this approach fails or how do you fix this issue. Those posts pull in people who feel the same pain. And when someone relates to a pain, that's are usually more open to a conversation about the solution. Now, case studies and result posts are also worth scrapping. These are the posts where someone shares what worked, what changed, and what result they got. Even if the post is from an influencer, the people engaging are often thinking, I want that result too. And it's a simple pattern, but it's a powerful because outcomes attract serious buyer. You will also see posts that teach people how to choose a vendor or to what to look for before hiring. This might talk about pricing, what questions to ask, or what could look once. They are not always emotional posts, but they are very practical. And practicality is a buying signal because usually means the person is preparing to make a decision soon. So if you are in a B2B, hiring post can be another strong signal. When someone posts that they are hiring for sales, marketing, growth, or operations, it often means that the company is investing to grow. That usually comes with a budget and an urgency. Even if you are not selling hiring service, those posts can still bring in people who are actively trying to fix a growth problem. Now, it's just as important to know what to skip. So, a lot of posts get engagement but don't lead to buyers. Things like generic motivation, personal updates, memes, or broad business opinions can pull in a mixed crowd. You might scrape a lot of people, but most want to match your target, and you will waste time cleaning the list later. The main thing is to make your selection process quick and consistent so you don't overthink it. When you are scanning a creator's feed, look for the posts that are specific, posts that mention a clear problem, a tool, or a service category. Real numbers like cost, results, or posts that spark real discussion are usually the one to keep. Discussion matters because comments are often a stronger signals than likes. Okay, so if someone takes the time to write a comment, they are usually more invested than someone who only taps the like button. Because of that, when you have to choose between two posts, lean towards the one who better comments. A post with fewer likes but lots of thoughtful comments is often more valuable than a post with a lot of likes and almost no conversations. Like it's a small shift, but it can make your final list much more relevant. So to keep things clean, start with a manageable amount. You don't need hundreds of posts per creator. Grabbing a handful of the right post is often enough to produce a strong list. Then you can test the quality, see how many of the people match your target, and only scale up when you know that it's working. At the end of the day, take away simple like scrap posts that show real intent and ignore posts that only create casual engagement. Now the next step is to scrap the likers and commenters of those posts. Look, when someone likes or comments on a post about a specific problem, tool, or result, they are signaling the interest. It doesn't mean they are ready to buy today,
but it does mean they are paying attention to that topic. That makes them a much better starting point than a random list pulled from a database. So, first, you pull the list of people who liked or reacted to the post. That gives you volume. And second, you pull the list of people who commented, and this usually gives you a higher quality because commenting takes a more effort and shows a stronger interest. So if you had to prioritize one, commenters are normally the best group to start with or to go do cold email. So you have to scrap the names of the engagers and their LinkedIn profile URLs. And the next step is to enrich those profiles using Clay. Here you will have LinkedIn profiles of each person who has engaged with the post. So you have to put those all into the Clay, and you can find out their email, company name, revenue of the company, etc. And then you can filter them out according to your ICP. Then you can write the cold email, send to them, showing your credibility and expertise, and now you will getting more leads per 1000 emails sent, more appointment and more clients.